you're trying to test the check the distance, you're just trying to cut off the tongue here, so you want it as close to this line as possible, and you want to check it on every board because they're all a little different. Okay, this is the edge I trimmed off. It dipped in just a little bit there, but it's outside. I don't think you're going to see a ton of it, so I don't make it exactly perfect. And here, you fit these in together for a couple of reasons here. This was the edge you trimmed off. This is the next board fitting in. And that tongue that we cut off right here, you can see that, that goes to the outside part of the shutter. It's the fill-in spot. I'm trying to see if you can see that on the camera. I can't tell if you can. I'll lift it up a little bit so you can see this tongue part, and then I'm gonna trim that on the end. Okay, so that's what it's gonna look like. So you're gonna just mess with this final board right now, but I wanted to show you how it goes together. And this is also where you get your measurement for the cross section here for where your wrought iron's gonna sit. And I know this usually to be around 14.5. And so that's the pieces, the next pieces I'm gonna cut to be right here. Okay, these are my cross pieces, 14.5. And I'm gonna trim off the tongue side of each one of these, and I'm gonna glue them to the underside of this. See, that's gonna fit in this. And as that does that, there's just a little bit of an overhang. I'm gonna trim that off too. You can choose not to, or you can, it's gonna be stained, so it doesn't matter, but that fills in the gaps. This is gonna be the top side of the board, so when you mount it to it, this is the top edge, so I always put the one that's naturally cut. This is the glue side, it's gonna be on the bottom. And he's gluing on this back side here, because this is the front, and if a little glue runs out, it's gonna be on the back side rather than on the front. That way you don't have as much cleanup. Glue doesn't stain real well. So, and you can put these in either direction. I don't think there's right or wrong. I just kind of happen to do it this direction on the front. And if you don't mind that little edge sticking out, then don't worry about cutting it off. If you do, then cut it off. Okay, Mike's gonna glue this again. This is the front side here, and this is the trim piece that's gonna go in, but I'm gonna have him glue it on the back side here so that when you put it together, if a little glue does seep over, it's to the back side of the shutter. Okay, and then I'll put that in. Just like that, and we'll clamp it up. Okay, what I'm doing here is, see, I'm really lining up these teeth close. I want it to trim it close. And this is just, if I pulled on this pretty hard, it'd probably come out, but this enough and it was drying in the sun long enough, I think it'll make it, even though I know I really should let it dry a little longer. Okay. You gotta adjust almost every time. And you can see where that tongue and groove line is there, and how I'm just trying to just barely touch the inside of it. I don't want it too gooped up, but I don't want it totally clean wood either. I'm gonna, this is a really messy job. I mean, it gets everywhere, but I'll have Mike refocus down on the wood now. And you can see where sometimes it looks like there's runs and stuff. It's not, it's just a different texture in the wood. So don't get too worked up about making it like that. This one has a real little drip right here. And if you want to smooth it out, but it's just gonna kind of give it some character. Now, how I store my brushes too, otherwise you'll go through a brush every day, is when the cans get down about like this, I try to save them, and I just set it on the side in there. It's gonna make the brush thing a little bit icky, but when you're done, it looks like this anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay, you can see here, this is the cut edge and this is the glued edge on this. And then there's a little piece here that is kind of a hook. I set that on there and that can be the top part of it. This is measured 9 inches down. This is just a nail gun. Usually do 3 of them. I should really probably pilot these, but I think I can make it. We'll see. I painted these screws black too, just so they kind of blend. That'd be enough to tighten it. That's not what it is.
Good job.
That should be it.